from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IS certified international educational and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organization. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by offering formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar, courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement our training program, webinar, and offline online courses for you, the learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. As a member are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 2075 webinars successfully. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 2075 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account on LinkedIn, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. We have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive a certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participated in an award function which organized common support with IGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 types of certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking MBA 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2. Teaching English or foreign language and assessment. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3. Digital Classroom Engagement 2. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4. The new trend in education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5. Upskill also leadership and managerial skills. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6. Trend and innovation in mathematics education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7. Research and comprehension approach. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8. Art in teaching a special program in the art. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9. 21st century tool in teaching mathematics. Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now, you can participate in 1000+ international level tools with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teachers. Join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous student services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solved all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your delivery for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. You like and should be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy ourselves. At present, we are going to start our 2076 webinar, which name is how to manage toxic work environment. And today our speaker ma'am name is Dr. Jinky L. Dioso. She is from Philippines. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, ma'am, I'll share a little bit about her. Education Program Supervisor, Quality Assurance Division, Tech ED Regional Office 6. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Mom.
Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good evening to everyone. Before I introduce myself, let's have first a glimpse of our topic for tonight. So, kindly answer this simple question. Are you stuck in a toxic workplace? You may type your answer, yes or no. All right. Maybe our participants are still thinking if they are stuck in a toxic workplace. So probably you will be answering yes or no, depends on the situation that you are in at this time. So anyway, whatever your answer is, our topic this evening is very beneficial to all who are embarking to the world of work, whether you are applying for a new job, promotion, or transferring to a new workplace. This is really for you. So tonight, we will refresh ourselves on how to manage toxic work environment. Good evening once more, and thank you to our host. So all the participants monitoring us in this international webinar. Anyway, this is free, and you are also lucky to have the Institute of Global Professionals, or the IGP, with an advocacy to bring intellectual sharing free to everyone in the world. So we have our participants in various platforms such as in StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, and others. I would like to welcome all of you in this webinar on the topic how to manage toxic work environment. I am your speaker for tonight, and I am Dr. Jean K. L. Joseph. I am affiliated with the Department of Education, Philippines, Regional Office 6, and I am an education program supervisor at Quality Assurance Division. Before we start our webinar proper, I would like to extend my gratitude to the team of IGP for giving me this opportunity to have this intellectual sharing with you. For this year, 2024, this is my first schedule, and I will be having two more webinars with you. Same gratitude and greetings to my superiors and mentors in this profession, our department secretary and the vice president of the Republic of the Philippines, Honorable Sara Duterte Carpio, to my regional director, Dr. Ramir B. Oitico, my assistant regional director, Dr. Victor G. De Gracia Jr., my chief supervisor, Dr. Jude Tadeas Ilidan, and to my better half, Mr. Lysander E. Diosa, and my children, Lance and Kate, and to all members of my family for the support and encouragement, and above all, to our Creator for keeping us safe and sane always. So, wherever you are, let's always be grateful to our Creator and pray frequently for our safety. So let's begin learning. On your screen are the objectives of this webinar. At the end of this webinar, participants will be able to understand, appreciate, and apply the following: work environment, elements of work environment, types of company culture, what is a toxic work environment, signs of toxic workplace environment, how to deal a toxic work environment, and lastly, steps to improve a toxic work environment. Okay, let's begin. So now, what is a work environment? A work environment is the setting, the social features, and the physical condition in which you perform your job. So if you are in the office, in school, hospitals, spa, or at field, that is your work environment. That is where you are every day, where you are being paid. So imagine if your work environment is a bliss with kind and understanding superior and coworkers. Your main work schedule, sufficient benefits. You are as if living in a paradise every day, right? But what if it is an opposite? You are as if living in hell, simply because you are in that place, say, 8 hours or more every day. That is why it is really crucial part in your career to choose the kind of job where you will thrive and improve, not the one that will drain your soul dry, right? Moving on, we have here the elements of work environment. We have three: the physical environment, the company culture, and the working condition. First, we will discuss the elements of environment or work environment under physical environment. Physical environment is made up of the size, the layout, and location of a workplace. Whether work is conducted indoors or outdoors, the facilities offered in a workplace, and also the furnishing used while you are working. So that is part of your physical environment. The way a workplace is designed and organized can have a significant impact on employees' mental health, motivation, and overall productivity. From minor things like the color of the walls to significant factors such as the layout and the space, there is a lot to consider when we are talking about physical work environment. Also, we have there the natural light, your indoor plants, and access to outdoor spaces are key elements that positively affect employees' mental health. Such features contribute to the improved mood and reduce anxiety, and also it enhance creativity. Next is the company culture. The companies may explain their culture in a formal code of conduct or to provide guidelines for their employees. These documents can have following certain conditions when performing tasks, as well as when interacting with coworkers, workplace leaders, and external stakeholders. These guidelines are often found in employees' handbook. So, do you have your employees' handbook? Do you read it? Some employers directly promote collaboration and teamwork, emphasize positive feedback, and consistently celebrate employees who succeed. Other employers may provide more constructive feedback to encourage employees to improve. The company mission is a set of values that company seeks to advance through its work. While these values may not be discussed daily, they guide every task you do and each goal you set as a contributor to the organization. So company culture is not that something you can touch, but you feel it, you live with it. Moving on, here we have the four types of company culture for us to better understand what is the company culture. The first one is a clan culture. Anyway, this company culture was based on the statement of business professors Robert E. Keane and Kim Cameron. According to them, clan cultures offer a very friendly working environment where things like relationships, morale, participation, and consensus take center stage. In terms of leadership, managers are looked to as mentors rather than figureheads who dish out instructions and reprimands. So they are mentors. They are a coach, not just a boss, right? So the positive thing in this culture is that a happy team who genuinely enjoys working together improve communication between employees. The negative is that too much collaboration or unnecessary chatter, which can send productivity into a nosedive. And also, inability to make tough decisions because other people's feelings of such high priority. So it should be a balance because more of it will lead to unsound decisions or failure. Next type is the adhocracy culture. As explained by Keane and Cameron, this type of culture fosters a very entrepreneurial type of work environment where employees are encouraged to take risk and aggressively pursue off the wall ideas. As a result, a lot of innovation, learning, and growth takes place. For employees and the organization as a whole, so what is the positive in this kind of culture? First, an enormous amount of innovation and growth because this kind of culture always seek growth and innovation. Another thing is that it increased psychological safety, which means employees feel secure trying new things. So they do not afraid on venturing to new things, experimenting. The negative in this kind of culture is that assuming lack of stability because so much is invested in new initiatives. So there's always new, and what has been tested to be good is always being changed. So lack of stability. Another negative in this kind of culture is that the sense of intimidation for newbies who don't have the expertise to work quickly and aggressively. So another negative is for the newbies because those newbies are still learning the culture or the work in your workplace. Moving on to the next, it's market culture. So what about market culture? A market culture is also called a compete culture. So there's a competition because this emphasizes the placed or results. So it's always focus on results. Market culture, focus on results. Another term for that is a compete culture. Here, employees are highly goal focused and leaders are tough and demanding. In order to achieve the success metrics the company has defined, it can have a pressure environment, but simultaneously rewarding when that hard work pays off with real measurable results. So the positive thing in this type of culture, here we have employees are driven and highly motivated to achieve their goals. As employees here are goal oriented and they achieve results. Another thing, improve performance for the company because everybody is committed to success. So this is really a compete culture because everyone is competing and everyone is succeeding. The negative one is it encourages constant competition, which can lead to toxic work environment. Of course, if you're always competing, you feel exhausted. So that is one of the negative side of this kind of culture. You will easily burn out. Another thing is employees can experience stress and even burnout as a result of the constant pressure. So market culture is one of the cultures that has a positive impact when it comes to performance. But of course, it should be balanced. Otherwise, it will put too much pressure to the employees and they will be burned out. Moving on, the last culture is the hierarchy culture. A hierarchy culture is also known as the control culture. It applies to work environment that are more structured and process oriented. Most activities and decisions are dictated by existing procedures rather than a lot of innovation and free thinking. So it is somewhat opposite from the adhocracy culture, which encourage innovations from time to time. So here leaders are placed to ensure that their teams run well, like a machine, and they place the bulk of their focus on stability, results, and reliable delivery. So but the positive thing in this culture are the following. So the first one, there's a lot of clarity in communication and expectations because everything is prescribed. So you know what to do and you know what not to do because it's all prescribed. you should have to follow instructions. Another thing, employees experience a greater sense of security and predictability. Since everything is prescribed, you as an employee, you feel secured because you know what will happen if you do this or if you will not do that, or you know what will not be happening. The negative one, okay, here, it focus on prioritizing procedures over people, which can make the environment feel inflexible and even unsupportive. This is this hierarchy culture focused on instructions more or on the prescriptions rather than the people. Another one is too much rigidity can strive innovation and growth because people are afraid to think outside the box. Yes, because people in this kind of culture are being boxed. They are just allowed to do what is being instructed to them, and they are not allowed to think outside the box or even think without a box. So I have a question for you. Among the company cultures that I've mentioned, the clan culture, the adhocracy culture, market culture, and the hierarchy culture, what culture do you think your company has? Please type on the comment box. Okay, I'm waiting for your comment. Are you the first, or are your company has a culture like the clan? It's number one, or the advocacy culture, market culture, hierarchy culture. Okay, we acknowledge the answer of Kiangwi, advocacy culture. Yes, more on innovation. Thank you very much. Okay, we will proceed on the next. So to complete the elements of work environment, we have here the working conditions. So when we say working conditions, it may consist of the following: work-life balance, workplace safety, terms of employment, and healthy lifestyles. Do you think is your work conditions answers to that four enumerated criteria? You may answer yes if your workplace answers to the four conditions of a good working conditions. Okay, while waiting for your answers, let's proceed on discussing each of the four criterias under the working conditions. So when we say work-life balance, it is the number of hours work each day, each week, and when you can vary depending on the role, company, and industry you will belong. So some organizations may promote work-life balance by offering generous paid time off or flexible work schedules. Other employers may encourage employees to work overtime to meet deadlines or provide 24/7 service to the clients. So that depends on the setup on your company or in your workplace. Another thing is the terms of employment. In addition to set hours, these terms may include whether your work is temporary or permanent. So it's either you're a temporary worker or you're a permanent worker. This element also may includes the benefits and paid time off as stipulated in your contract. Next is your workplace safety. There are nationally mandated workplace safety regulated that all employers must follow. So you may check the regulations provided by your country on workplace safety because your employer should follow such. Your employer might display the regulations in public spaces to ensure all employees understand and adhere to these policies. Also, the safe use of equipment as well as the accessibility to exits rather, emergency equipment and first aid. So these kinds has a have a big impact to the working conditions because your workplace should be safe and all the safety measures should be placed in there for for you to follow and to ensure everybody's safety. So next is the healthy lifestyle. So some employers may encourage employees to stay fit and eat balanced meals to improve their overall well-being. Are your employers doing such thing? They may even provide free snacks or healthy snacks or partnered with other company or a gym that can give free membership. Others also buy gym equipment and put it in their office. So it depends on how your company takes care of you. Okay, we have a comment here from Sir Kiangwe. Work-life balance is a key to our mental health. Yes, sir, that's true. That's why we always encourage our employees to maintain a work-life balance. We work to live and not to die, correct? So we always seek a work-life balance. So moving on to our next discussion, we have here what is a toxic work environment? The toxic work environment make employees feel punished, rejected, guilty, defensive, and humiliated. Employees find it difficult to work in this kind of environment. Why? Because negative behaviors from the management and coworkers are all over the place. Who wants to work in this kind of workplace? I guess no one. So we have here common behaviors such as bullying. You will be experiencing bullying in that workplace, yelling, manipulating, belittling. So those are negative scenario inside your workplace, which should be uh, treated seriously. So employers in a toxic work environment may be nervous to speak their minds, raise concerns, or share thoughts because they are worried about being rejected or reprimanded. So this kind of situation is like a trauma. Yes, it's traumatizing to those employees who are always being bullied or being yelled. They are not able to seek help. Sometimes they suffered mental issues, depression. Others are committing suicide. So we do not want those things to happen in our workplace. A toxic workplace can also lead to unethical behavior, such as racism, lying, or making false promises. So when you consolidated all of these things and put it in a one workplace, that's a whole lot of hell, bad things. Yes. So those things we should not be permitting to happen in our workplace. Another thing is that toxic workplace include atmospheres that are stressful, unethical, cutthroat, disrespectful, and non-inclusive. A toxic workplace can contribute to employee stress and burnout. Some employees may fight burnout by quiet quitting and doing the bare minimum in their job. So if you are an employer and you've seen your employees are just doing the minimum in their job, probably there is a problem in the workplace and you should address it. Always remember that our employees are human and they need attention. They are not just machines or AIs. Moving on to the next, we have here the signs of toxic workplace environment. We have listed five: the no room for mistakes, lack of trust, role confusion, excessive stress, office gossip. So let's discuss each one of these listed signs. So first, no room for mistakes. A threatening environment often blame heavy, which cause the employee to fear punishment for failures or mistakes. We do not really encourage our employees to commit mistake, but of course, human as we are, sometimes we really commit mistakes. But then to create an environment that there is no room for mistakes, that's very threatening to our employees. People are afraid to step out of their comfort zones, which can make the whole team suffer because you are very tense. You cannot innovate because you are afraid that your innovation will will fail and you will be reprimanded. So employees in this kind of environment, they are very afraid. They do not grow. Number two is that lack of trust. Management may not trust employees and constantly monitor them. So constantly monitoring your employees while you are working, that's a negative behavior of a manager or a supervisor. Micromanagement typically makes employees doubt their abilities. So allow them do their job. Of course, they are already capable in that kind of jobs since you also hire them and assess their capabilities. So we know that they can do it, but micromanaging them makes them clumsy and lost their self-confidence. Another thing is the role confusion. That's number three. Without clarity on rules and responsibilities, Employees may worry about expectations. This can cause workplace dysfunction. Conflict can also arise among coworkers about responsibility and who needs to do that. So the role of every employee should be well explained or determined. Every one of them should have the distinct role to perform, and there should not be grabbing of rules. Do what is being expected from you, and that's it. If you want to help your coworkers, help them, but do not grab the rules that they are having. Next is the excessive stress. Employees can experience stress for several reasons, including burnout, disagreement with management, lack of communication, fear of failure, and uncertainty about job expectations. Mental stress may start affecting employees physically by causing fatigue, sleep problems, and body aches. So if you are an employee and you are experiencing these signs, you might have an excessive stress. You might see a doctor or manage your stress. We will have a webinar about managing stress also. So you can watch that thing so that you have additional information on how to manage stress. Another is office gossip. So this is number 5. Some office gossips may be normal, but if it is extreme, it will convert the workplace into a toxic workplace. Instead of clear communication, people whispers, stare, and make snide remarks. This is not harmless, as workplace bullying can lead to depression, burnout, and anxiety. When employees gossip about one another, the negative communication causes drama, distraction, distrust, and hurt feelings. So, gossip fuels a toxic environment as employees may turn on one another and spread hurtful humors. So, if you are an employer, you should stop this kind of activity, office gossiping. And if you are an employee, never involve. If you're involved already, get yourself out because in time, you will be also one of the subjects of office gossips. And it is, if it is hurtful for others, of course, it will be hurtful for you also. Moving on, we have here the 6 to 10 list are signs of toxic workplace. Number 6 is the high turnover rates. 7, unhealthy work boundaries, gaslighting, rather, lack of career support, and low morale and negativity. So for the number 6, in high turnover rates, it means that there are several reasons why people leave their jobs. One of those are uh, low low paying job. The job is not paying good, or the salary that they are receiving is not sufficient for their needs. Another is that limited advancement opportunities and poor company culture. So as to have so what we had enumerated a while ago as a company culture, they are all good. However, If it is not balanced, it will still be creating a negative effect. So if you can see that certain company has a few long-term employees, that is a signal that that company has a toxic work environment. So if you are planning to apply for a job there, maybe you can think twice. So if or otherwise you will be one of the victim of high turnover rates. You will be one of those employees that leaving the job right away or after several months and never staying long in that certain company. So if you are choosing a company to apply, you can search the turnover rates. If it is high, then there is something. If it is low, so maybe that company is good. You may consider applying. Another thing is the unhealthy work boundaries. Toxic cultures often promote unhealthy work life boundaries. They encourage employees to prioritize work and might cause employees to burn out. So always remember that your health is also your wealth. Unhealthy work is not an option for you. Stay healthy while working. So if your work causes you to be sick, you may consider another work or another job for that matter. Next is the gaslighting. When someone gaslights another person, they make the person question their own perceptions. Examples of lighting, like hearing gossip about oneself and feeling belittled about emotions, excluding a person from meeting directly related to the job, and hearing negative accounts of performance. Have you experienced this gas, gaslighting? May I know from our participants, have you experienced gaslighting in your workplace? May type yes if you did. Okay, while waiting for your response, let's move on. Another one is lack of career support. Some employees feel there is no support to help them grow. These employees lack mentorship and feel disconnected from the team. This lack of guidance makes it difficult to determine the next steps to further their career. So if you are working, you should have your mentor. If that company gives you a mentor, then that company thinks for your improvement because of course you get in with an entry level job and you will not stay there for life. You must be promoted, you must advance your career. So one thing that you should consider when applying for a job position in a certain company, that that company should have a career support for their employees. If not, consider applying in other companies. So also we have an active participant, Sir Kiangwe. He experienced gaslighting. Thank you for participating in our discussion. Moving on, number 10, low morale and negativity. Low employee morale can feed negativity into the entire workplace and affect others. So this is like a disease and contagious disease. Management needs to get to the root of the issue to prevent a vicious negativity cycle and have a more productive workplace culture. So, if you think your coworker has a low morale and is always negative, you as a coworker also, you can help them to boost their morale. Or the company should have a program to address the low morale of their employees. So there should be a program to boost employees' morale, not just only program to produce results or to improve performance, produce output, but also to take care of our employees. All right, moving on. How to deal a toxic work environment. So we have listed here 10. These are 10 approaches to deal with toxic work environment, and it is according to Dr. Kendra Kobala. So first, remember it's not your fault. So let's imagine now that you are inside a toxic work environment, and you should need to deal it for yourself, for your mental health, for your own benefits. So the first thing you should remember is that it is not your fault. The negativity at your job isn't your fault. Although having a positive attitude and collaborative mindset may help in certain situations, remember that there's only so much you can do to improve the culture at your workplace. You can help, but of course, it's not your fault. And also, your help could not answer all that problem because culture is there. Next is save yourself, like take your lunch break elsewhere. So if your coworker is a toxic kind, do not join in having a lunch break with them. Take your lunch break elsewhere where you can get out from that place, have a even an hour of relaxation. Take a breath. If you if your workplace is near the park, you can visit the park and enjoy the nature there for a while just to compose yourself or and put yourself away from toxic environment even for a short period of time. Next is you must set boundaries. Don't get bullied into skipping your lunch break or working after hours for no pay. Explain to your boss that you need your breaks and time off to recharge and do your job well. Sometimes you are being asked to do an extra task and stay for an extra hours in the office, even if it is not compensated, and we always say yes. So we become victim of abuse. So set your boundaries. You can say no. You can explain to them also or to your boss or to the one asking that favor always that you need to take a break and to be healthy for you to perform your job properly. Next is don't get involved in drama. Try to walk away from any drama or gossip. Nothing positive will come from it. So save yourself from gossip and drama. Next is stay focused on your goals. Do your best to stay in positive state of mind. You won't be forever and you have the bigger and better things ahead of you. So always remember that focused on your goal. What is happening right now in your workplace is just temporary. So if it is negative, so never mind. Focus on your goal. Be positive all the time that you may achieve it wherever or whatever may happen. Next is have an after work ritual to raise your vibes. So what does it this mean? Do something after work to psychologically clear away the negativity. You can take a walk in nature, take a hot shower, or call a friend. So um with this kind of suggestions on how to deal with toxic environment, may we ask from our participants if what kind of after work ritual you are doing to raise your vibes. I will be reading later on, so just put it on the comment box so that I may recognize your after work ritual. This is a good thing. Next is that stick with a few trustworthy coworkers. It is a good idea to keep a few work allies so you can support and confide in one another. So you don't need to be the friends of everybody in your workplace or the celebrity type, but you should keep few trustworthy coworkers. Have a group, and those group that you have selected, select them wisely that they are trustworthy, not the one backbiting or doing or planning bad things against you. Another thing is that don't compromise your values. If someone at work is being cruel to you, do your best not to respond. Stay kind. It will only escalate the situation. If you will respond the way he treated you. So always remember, you will never go wrong in kindness. So be kind all the time. If they are not kind, don't be like them. You're a different person. So don't compromise your values. Another one is engage in regular stress coping techniques. So what are those stress coping techniques? We have meditation, yoga, your daily exercise, or anything that you think that can cope your stress or eliminate your stress. You may create also your stress coping mechanism, which is you think suitable to you. Because you know yourself well. What we have here are suggestions, and many people are doing this and encouraging you to do the same. But also, with all the knowledge that you get from those suggestions, you can build your own or create your own. Another one, or the last one, if it is really too much, plan your exit. If the toxic work situation isn't going to improve anytime soon, start your search for a new job or new position. You are not meant to be in that kind of place or situation. You deserve better. So if that place is less appreciative of you, talent, of your skills, of your presence, leave that place. You will be much appreciated somewhere else. So plan your exit. Moving on to the next. So this is the last topic to be discussed this evening, the steps to improve a toxic work environment. So we have here on screen the step one. Identify problem behaviors. Every bad work culture is just as unique as the company to which it is belong. As a result, there is no one size fits all solution for repairing a damaged work culture. The first step is always to examine your company's culture or your workplace culture to identify your specific challenges. So, regarding the kind of workplace culture we have discussed a while ago, you can use it as a criteria on examining the kind of culture your company has. So start by taking a good hard look around you. So be mindful in your environment and always remember to keep an open mind. You might be unpleasantly surprised by what you may find. Before you can make any changes for the better, you have to face these uncomfortable truths heads on. So identify the problem. What is the source of that problem? Maybe you as the employer or the employees, or maybe really the culture that had been grown up with by that company for so long. So it might not be really that good to know. As what you said, it's uncomfortable, but of course, you should face those uncomfortables. Next, the step two, evaluate the underlying support network. Examine your company's leadership and the values they bring to the office. You can then work your way from the top of the corporate structure to the bottom, looking for issues like discriminatory beliefs leading to imbalanced work policies or compensation. Is there any issue like dehumanizing employees or treating them as assets instead of people? You may also ask like or evaluate like, is there an information guarding causing poor communication and unclear expectations, or aggressive or hostile leadership styles that create resentment and fear of and undermine respects? Is that present in the office culture, the workplace culture? These problematic attitudes or actions and beliefs set the foundation to build a negative, stressful work culture. So, what you should do, keep a record of these toxic attitudes and bring it with you to repair a strategy meeting. Of course, you should involve other people, so it's not you alone. Moving on to the next step, the step three. Step three is to plan your repair strategy. Here are some strategic antidotes to many of the most common problems in toxic workplace. First, what you should do is to listen to your employees. Hear their grievances, validate their experiences, and make the changes necessary to address their issues. Another thing that you should do is to assign realistic workloads and deadlines. Of course, it should be realistic. Don't ask too much that even you can't provide. This may mean taking the time to get to know what your employees actually do. What tasks are they responsible for, and how long do these tasks take? Another is communicate transparently. Your employees can't do their job well without understanding the context in which they operate. Having the information to do one's job reduces confusion and frustration, making employees happier and more efficient worker. So be transparent. Let them understand what do you want them to do or what do you expect them to do. Another one, acknowledge work well done. So we have a study from Boston Consulting Group from the reports that appreciation for your work is the most important element of happiness on the job. So you should be appreciative. Find ways to show appreciation. Even the employees, yes, they find it very satisfying if they are being appreciated. Aside from if they are receiving uh, monetary rewards or other incentives, but appreciation. Yeah, it is really a key to the heart of your employees. Next is treat all employees by the same rules. So here be open-minded, open to feedback, which employees wanted to see you as a fair employer where where they can whom they can uh, give or air out their grievances. Another is foster emotional intelligence. What you should do is banish bullying, disrespect, remove it from the culture of the workplace or any other dismissive behavior. You must prioritize emotional intelligence, provide resources to help employees expand also their EQ, improve emotional intelligence can cure several illness. So if you see that your employees are gossiping, create a program that will boost their emotional intelligence other than doing the gossiping from time to time. Next is implement your plan. That's step 4. Make it easy for your employees to implement the changes you want to see by removing the barriers to success. This, again, will require that you must listen to your employees to know what those barriers are. Of course, if you are the employee or the employer, you do not know everything that is happening inside the organization. You need to listen to the voice of your employees rather. Your job is to help your employees and see how the changes you're proposing will deliver on that promise. Also, be prepared to part ways with any employees who will not support your new and improved corporate culture. All employees should be given an ample opportunity to adjust. But remember, people who work proactively to undermine your cultural improvement are threat to your success. So let them go. If they don't want to improve or to eliminate negative or toxic work environment that they had created perhaps, so let them go. Let them find a place where they can do such thing, not in your workplace. The last step is to reflect and adapt. Give your new policies and practices time to take root. Of course, changes take time, but don't expect to get everything perfect right away. After a few months, take a review of where you are. What has changed? What hasn't? Assess your progress and adapt your efforts as needed. Keep the lines of communication open. Be willing to keep asking the questions that matter and change tactics where appropriate. Of course, the solution is not a one time solution and then it's effective. You have to change your tactics when the one that you have chosen is not perfectly working. Your tactics should be flexible because you're dealing with people and culture. So that's it for tonight. I hope that you've learned something from our intellectual sharing. So, for our references and for your further reading, if you need more of the ideas and information that may help you improve a toxic work environment, you may read The Five Types of Work Environment and How to Find One for You by Jennifer Henry. It could be found in indeed.com. Also, Physical Working Environment and Employees Well-Being. You can find this in fusion.com. The Types of Company Culture at atlassian.com. Science of Workplace Culture, written by Amanda Hitler, techtarget.com. How to Deal with a Toxic Work Environment by Dr. Kendra Kubala, Tracy Patterson in healthline.com, and How to Revive a Toxic Work Culture in 5 Steps by Katie London of broadspring.com. Thank you everyone for participating in our webinar on how to manage toxic work environment. See you on the next session. Back to our host. Ma'am, good evening.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP Knowledge Seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP knowledge seeking step for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeking step for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.radioigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching opening part 1, move to the next video learning test passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.radioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching opening part 1, move to the next learning test passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. The IGP knowledge is time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. We change the few process for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.radioigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button or give a link. Find the session name and join with the logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. session right now. First question is how to manage time at work. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Second question is how to manage work related stress. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 44% people are right here. Third question is how to manage work related stress. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Fourth question is how to manage brain at work. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is how to manage brain at work. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our next question is how does stadium owner work with third party to manage stadium parking? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 89% people are right. Our next question is how did they manage to control others to do their dirty work? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 74% people are right. Our each question is how does your company manage distributed leadership to work? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 47% people are right here. Second last question of the session is how did Crambo manage to work after prison? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 68% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is how did Crambo manage at work after prison? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Congratulations. to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy as to say. See you again and again. We want you to participate in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people of things. Albert Einstein. Before I say hit the like button, I can also thank all RGP knowledge seekers for active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.